Could you imagine these were Chinese food?
I could.
This one with like tea smoked duck. Today we're talking about Chinese wines, specifically Chinese natty wines. The Tangerine, which is a orange wine. So this is a skin contact Chardonnay from the Heilong Mountains, Ningxia. It's funky, it's textured, it's structured, it's different. I was actually surprised because with natty wines, it could be a bit of hit and miss. Have you guys tried Chinese wines?
Today, we're going to find out if Chinese natural wines are a no-no or a yeah. I'm Jason.
And I'm Trent. And we're here on an unapologetically unprofessional, unfiltered wine journey. We're saying here, Jace.
Our saying is drink more, try more, learn more. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Trent, what's been on your mind?
What's been on my mind? So today we're going to try, as you mentioned, some natural wines. So I'm trying to unpack what is natural wines? What does it actually mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so natural wines, often referred to as natural wines, natty wines, lo-fi wines as well. I looked at Jancis Robinson.
Yep.
The Oracle of Knowledge.
Yeah.
And mentioned that there's this French definition of what's called vin méthode nature, but I guess it's called like a natural method wine.
Yep.
My translation.
Good translation.
And the designation requires the wines are made from hand-picked, organically certified grapes to fermentation using only natural yeast or wild yeast. 3, without additives or interventionist procedures. And 4, the designation also limits sulfite levels to a maximum of 30 milligrams per litre. So natural wines are known for their funkier, gamier, yeastier characteristics and a cloudy appearance. They often are less fruity and much more on the yeasty side, on the aroma profile. And examples of this one is orange wine, that I had before through the Georgian wine episode, but also Pet Nat as well. Is also another example.
Yeah.
That's natural wines. Any thoughts?
I'm curious why natural wines seem to be a bit frowned on or poo-pooed on. I don't know if you get this vibe. I get this from just reading stuff on the wines itself. It's like it's not as good. But all of those things sound great. Why not keep it natural?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. Like, I don't know, like, whether you love natty wines. Is it just a fad, a phase that we're going to go through? They were like, just like now we go, oh, everything's organically certified, and it's just a thing that we just think it's meant to be better.
Yes.
But is it actually better?
Curious to find out. We'll see in this episode.
What have you been thinking about, Jace?
I've been thinking about glasses, and it's a experiment, not those glasses, wine glasses.
Oh, wine glasses.
It's an experiment that I wanted to conduct today. Black Friday sales were recently on, and you know me, I'm a tight ass, so I'd rather get the glasses only when they're on sale. We've been using some winedup glasses at our place for the past 2 years. Let's switch it up and see, does it actually make a difference? So what I want to know is, does the wine glass actually make a difference to your wine tasting experience? And so to do this, we need an experiment, and I need the producer's help. If I could get the producer to assist in giving me the tools and the wines to sample. First, the tool, I think. The tool to cover the eyes. It's called a blindfold, if you've ever had one.
Yeah.
Yep. This is one gifted by my daughter, so it's a great one to put on Trent.
Blindfolds. It sounds wrong, but you know,
this is not 50 Shades of Grey. But let's cover you up.
51 Shades of Grey.
And if anyone can see this on the camera, Trent's got a nice pink hat on as his blindfold, as the producer brings across some glasses. Right. Thank you. So, what I have for you, Trent, as you just try and visualize this.
Visualizing.
Is 3 glasses with the exact same wine. Mm-hmm. They're at different price points and different qualities of wine. Mm-hmm. And what I want to find out is, does it actually make a difference to your wine tasting experience, right? And I'll reveal all of those at the end, but I wanted to keep it blind to avoid any bias. Mm-hmm. And what I'm going to do, if you put your hand on the table, let's not hold hands. I will hand you a wine, and I'll hand you a glass, and what I want you to do is just tell me if you can, what are you feeling in your hand?
The glass.
What's the impact of the smell?
Okay.
What's the impact of the taste? So we've got the first one here.
Oh, very fruit-driven, fruit-forward. Smells like a Shiraz-like. Do I drink it as well?
You do. What's the glass feel like in your hand? You're
Very
enjoying
thick. Very thick.
Yeah, not
very
enjoying a
big.
thick one.
Chunky. Very chode.
Very chode. So he's giving it a smell.
Do I drink it?
Give it a drink, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that's wine number 1. All right, now
Tastes like wine.
I'm giving you wine number 2. Again, open up your hands. There you go. How does that feel, smell, taste?
A bit more longer, leaner, elegant, more svelte.
You don't need to sway your head like that with your pink cat mask on. Okay, so he's smelling it.
Bit more, I don't know, subtle, a bit more earthy. I don't know, but it's not really jumping out of the glass.
Is the scent more pronounced or less pronounced with this glass?
It's almost like the same wine, but smells slightly different.
Yes. Hard to describe the differences between the two?
Yeah, I feel like on the taste, it tastes the same, but on the nose, there's a bit more restraint on the second glass compared to the first glass.
Bit more restraint. Okay, interesting.
Restraint in an elegant kind of manner.
Okay, and what about the feel? How did it feel in your hands?
Again, yeah, it felt nicer.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, the first one felt chunky. The second one felt a bit more smooth, elegant, refined.
Got it. Okay, one more. As you open up your cat claws, here we go. We've got another glass here.
Whoa.
How does that feel?
Chunky. Chunker dunkers, man.
Chunker dunkers, jeepers.
Oh.
And he's going in for the smell.
Feels like I'm like shaking hands with the Hulk or something like that.
Wow.
Oh, this smells different. Can't even smell much from it.
That's interesting.
Not nice.
Okay, he's going in for a taste.
I reckon it's the same wine on all three.
They're all the same wine, absolutely. Yep.
Third one, I can't smell much. First one's it kind of hits you, fruit forward. The second one, a bit more strain on it.
Wow. So if you were to order them in rank of which one do you prefer the most, if you were to be tasting wine.
Yeah. 2, 1, 3.
2, 1, and 3. Very interesting. So what we'll do the reveal, but I want to keep you in blindfold for a bit longer.
What are you going to do to me? Feels like last night, Jace.
Bit of nervousness. What happened last night? Jesus.
Oh, the same thing happens every night.
Let's move on to crystal. You ever heard about crystalline, and glass?
No. Enlighten me.
Like the three differences. When I was looking at wine glasses, those are the common terms between them. And so I just wanted to share with the audience what the difference is. Then we'll do the reveal here. So crystal, in comparison to glass, it reflects more light, so it makes it more sparkly. It's more malleable, so it's more thin. I don't know if you know, you're not looking at me, but crystal is also more porous.
Really?
Glass isn't porous, and so it means that glass you can put into the dishwasher. Crystal, you shouldn't really be doing that.
Oh.
And then the third one is crystalline, which comes into the mix. The difference between crystal and crystalline is that crystalline is lead-free.
Okay. So crystal's bad then, right? Because lead's bad for you.
Well, only in small doses. It's not a bad thing. There's no health issues in regards to that. But it does spin a more thin and elegant wine. So that's a bit of a difference. Let's relieve you from your pain in being blindfolded. Let's remove the blindfold.
Relieve me from my pain or may relieve me from my pleasure?
If you like wearing these pink kind of cat kind of blindfold, that's the way to go. But thank you for experimenting that. So let me reveal which you like. And we have it here in order of preference. So the first one here was this thin, quite elegant looking glass.
Yeah.
The second one you liked was this stumpy, I think you called it a chode.
Yes.
Chody looking one. You love the chodes next. And then the third one is actually the glass that we've been tasting when we're recording on our side. So quite a taller glass. So let me just talk about those very quickly. First one here is the one that I'd recently bought on sale. It's the Spiegelau, is that how you pronounce it? Spiegelau Definition Universal Glass.
Yeah.
It's $420 in a box. Obviously, I didn't buy it for that price. I'm cheap. I get it on sale.
Yeah.
But if you equate that to per glass, that's $70 per glass.
Wow. Can you get that cheap on Temu?
You can't get that on Temu, but you could find one of these on Temu, which was interestingly, it was the second preferred. Maxwell and Williams Manhattan wine glass, $50 for a set of 6, which means it's $8.30.
Bargain.
And then the last one that we've been having all for the past 2 years is a Krosno Splendor wine glass, $80 for 6, and it's $13. So first one is 70, second one is 8, the third one is 13, and obviously you've got some good taste because the $70 one is the one that you enjoyed the most. Yeah. What was it about that glass that made the tasting better? That's what I'm interested in.
With everything, it's not the look because I didn't look at it, but it's the look, but it's the feel as well. But I felt that felt a bit more precise. And then on the nose, it kind of focused aromas a bit better. This one kind of like hit you because I think maybe you're a lot closer to the wine. But this one kind of focused a bit more, felt a bit more integrated when it kind of hit your nose.
Yeah. So there is a difference between absolutely the feel is what I was getting and what you're getting is from the smell itself.
Yeah.
Taste, any differences in taste?
I think taste felt about the same for all of them.
That's what's interesting. It's an interesting pickup. I don't know, like for me, I think it's good to have a nice set of wine glasses to go with it. Probably not essential, but there are some subtle differences, particularly in the feel. I think it's the feel that stands out the most. So there you go.
I feel you, Jace.
You feel me. Thank you for wearing the mask. You look good in Pink Cat's eye mask.
That's what you said last night.
Let us know in the comments below which wine glasses you guys like to use.
On today's episode, we're talking about Chinese wines, specifically Chinese natty wines. Okay, so got given these wines from our good friend Hamish from Periphery Wines. I did a bit of research and actually just recently had a article in the Fin Review in September, and the article was titled "Next Gen Chinese Winemaker Starts Exporting to Australia," and that winemaker was Ian Dai. Just do a quick recap on Ningxia before we go through each of the specific wines. So location, northern central China, bordering Inner Mongolia. So very, I don't know, I've never been to that area, but it feels very remote to me. Nestled between the Helon mountain range and the Yellow River in China. For the climate, 3,100 hours of sunshine annually, extreme temperature variations, wineries over 128 wineries, and 40,133 hectares of vineyards. Quite significant. It's growing rapidly as well on our previous episode, as we mentioned. And I think you also touched on this as well, the innovative techniques around how the vines are buried in sand during winter, protected from freezing temperatures. So that's quite innovative as well. Today, we're going to be trying these wines from Xiao Pu Winery. There's 3 that we're going to be trying today. The Tangerine, second one being the Gathering, and the third one being the Sun Sung.
Double Sung.
Sun Sung.
Sun Sung.
I might preface that, my Mandarin is not very good, so pardon me for some of the pronunciation.
It sounded a bit Korean.
Yeah. Okay, so they recommended to do in this order, going from the Tangerine, which is a orange wine. I'm colorblind, but does it look orange to you?
It does, and let me hold it up to the screen here. You know what? Tangerine, I think, is the best kind of description for it, because it is.
I actually thought tangerine actually like a fruit, like.
It is a fruit.
I've never seen I don't get like.
It's like
I don't get the Coles or the Woolies, and I don't really see tangerines. I see mandarins, oranges. Yeah. Not really tangerines.
You know me, I don't have much fruit, but I'm 100% confident that's a bloody fruit itself.
So this is a skin contact Chardonnay. You are trying it now from the Helon Mountains, Ningxia. How's it made? Chardonnay grapes sourced from the Doves Mountain in Qingtongxia and Jingshan in Yinchuan. How's that? Yeah. In Ningxia.
I think you could pull it off.
Early harvesting preserves better freshness. 1 week on skins, aging in old barrels for over 1 year, followed by another year in bottle. Provides structure and blending it more harmoniously. Yeah. Aims to present a round mouthfeel and provides rich flavors and acidity to complement its structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're trying it now. What are you picking up?
It's really interesting because I haven't had many Chinese wines, let alone many natural Chinese wines. And I got to say the color itself is interesting in that orange cloudiness, but I like the look of it. It's something unique. It makes me think a bit like Fanta soft drink.
I thought like cloudy apple juice or something like that.
But orange, and maybe that's where the color comes through. But it also reminds me of the episode we did on Georgian wines, because it does have this funkiness to it, which is what you mentioned earlier, kind of like dried apricots on there. But also it was a bit, I don't know, grassy or something herby about it as well.
Yeah, we're trying before. We're saying like preserved kumquats, but also this kind of preserved lemon, tough kind of smell that comes from it. The other profiles that it mentions is bamboo, salt, yellow skin, honeysuckle, oolong tea. I'm sure you haven't had any of these. Black peppercorns, tangerines, kaffir lime leaves, 5 spice.
You know what it is? The name tangerine is actually a really good name because throughout the taste and throughout the finish, that's actually what I get. I know you're not saying that it's a real fruit, but it's kind of this orangey kind of taste to it, which I'm not used to with wines.
It's like a tangy mandarin, so what a tangerine is.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. You just combine the two.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. So I'm surprised. It's also got a fair bit of acidity in there. It's not.
It's funky. It's textured. It's structured. It's different.
It's absolutely not disgusting. It's different is the way to put it. And
it's like Newtown.
Well, the Newtown is changing. You're right. I don't mind it, to be honest. It's just different. It's just different.
It's like some people like clear apple juice. Some people like cloudy apple juice.
Yeah.
Some people like the orange juice with the pulp. Some people like it without the pulp. Preference. Yeah.
And if anyone likes tangy, what did you say? Tangy mandarins?
Yeah.
Then this is a wine for you.
Yeah. Wine for you. On to the next one.
You want to do corkscrews or leave it till the end?
Let's do corkscrews. What do you give it?
I would give that. It's not bad, actually. I'd give that a 7 out of 10 corkscrews. I'm enjoying it. It's got nice acidity. I'm not hating any elements that come from it. It's just different. What about you?
6 out of 10. 6.5 if I could do halves, but 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's nice, it's different, but, preferential 6 out of 10.
Maybe you're not a Newtown person. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe I'm close to it, but not quite.
All right.
Next one. Xiao Pu, The Gathering, MV.
Are you pronouncing that correctly? Xiao Pu? Are you sure?
I'm Chinese, man. What are you talking about?
Xiao Pu, I think it's Xiao Pu sounds.
Are you Chinese? You sound better than me.
It just sounds weird. All right.
Have you watching a bit of Kung Fu Panda?
Tell me about this one.
MV stands for multi-vintage, so not all from one year. The character at the front there, The Gathering, refers to Confucian philosophy, where it talks about the coming together of things, people, experiences, circumstances. That's the kind of flow of life. And it sees moments, relationships that create the meaning of life, meaning that, it's part of life and death and something that's inevitable as well. So really focusing on those experiences, the gatherings around life, which I think is a beautiful meaning in terms of what the wine is. But whether that translates to the glass, we'll find out. You're trying it now. I'm going to talk through a bit of it. Multi-vintage. It's an interesting blend. Syrah, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Welsh Riesling, Muscat of Hamburg, Marselan, and Dunkelfelder.
You just like saying Dunkelfelder, don't you?
Dunkelfelder. What do you think? Sorry. Marselan is a great variety that's crossed between Cab Sauv and also Grenache. That was in France in the 1960s. That brought to China in the 1990s.
Yep.
So MV6, I think it's 6 different grapes. Yeah. Multi-vintage, 6 different grapes.
Again, so it's surprising. Like on the scent, it's got this kind of muskiness to it that
very natty again.
That reminds me of what natural wine should be, but it's not unpleasant. It's just something really distinct with a natural wine. But it's got your typical black fruits. It feels medium body. It's got a bit of tannins in there. There's nothing apart from the smell. I guess to me, it doesn't stand out to many of the other red wines that you would have that are a bit medium to heavy body.
Yeah.
Except from that smell.
Surprisingly, so many different grape varietals in it. It does kind of come together harmoniously in a funky kind of way. But the notes I had before was around, I know it's Chinese wine, but I feel like it's kind of like Chinese herbal. Like if you had like the kind of cooked Chinese medicine before, it has kind of elements of that kind of coming through. But then it has this, when you go to like a Chinese herbal store as well, they have these kind of like dried shiitake mushrooms there as well. It has that kind of smell that's kind of coming through with a kind of hint of soy and a bit of soy sweetness as well coming through in the wine. So I think it's quite interesting, quite complex, definitely funky, but pleasantly surprising.
It's very easy to drink in my mind. I don't know about you, but it's not harsh in any way. And maybe that's the blend that's kind of making it so easy to drink. That's interesting. Again, very surprising for a wine that I've never had, as in a Chinese nat wine. What would you give this in terms of Corkscrew?
I prefer this to the Shardy, probably 7 out of 10. I do. You mentioned it's easy to drink. It is approachable because the tannins aren't big.
Low tannins.
It's
you're
quite
right.
Fine tannins, and then it's just easy to drink, juicy, approachable, but interesting. 7 out of 10. You?
I'd give it a 7 out of 10 as well. Again, and I'm surprised. I wasn't knowing what to expect, but that's all right wine. All right.
Okay. On to the next one. I think you can pronounce this one better than me, apparently.
So let me hold it up. They're all from the same area, are they? Or is that the winery?
Yeah.
Xiao Pu Song Song.
Xiao Pu. Is that what we did last night as well?
2022. Xiao Pu.
Xiao Pu, the Song Song. Okay, so this one is a mix between Merlot, Syrah, and Dunkelfelder. Harvested in small batches, fermented in old barrels with a bit of stem contact as well to add a bit more tannins to it. You're tasting it now. I tasted it before. The notes that I had is around, it's quite juicy, aromatic, bit of soy, quite stemmy, and then this is a bit more Singaporean reference, a bit of like kind of bakute, kind of flavors coming through it.
What is a bakute?
Which is like this herbal tea kind of thing with kind of pork bones. I find elements of it. Darker fruits, blackberries and cherries on it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I was hoping you'd say Cab Sav in there, but it's absolutely not included. But there's a bit of greeniness around it on the scent. Heavier wine, probably higher in alcohol, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
14.5%. But again, nice dark fruits, enjoyable wine.
Yeah. I think there's a bit more.
Smell.
The tannins are a lot bigger, a bit more serious wine than the MV6. Hits you a lot more, a bit more drying in terms of on the palate with the tannins. Deeper flavors. But it's like a natural progression from the tangerine to the MV6 to the Xiao Pu Song Song.
Xiao Pu.
Xiao Pu Song Song.
I certainly think it's more complex than the previous, which is interesting, and it's actually opened up as we've gone along.
It's got a bit of length on it as well that kind of keeps it carrying, which I kind of like.
I don't mind that one either. Corkscrew ratings, I'd give that a 7 going to an 8. I got to differentiate between them. I'd probably go an 8. That's probably my favorite of the 3, but all of them actually quite decent and good to drink. What about you for Corkscrews?
The Song Song, that again, as that kind of length carries on, it's got this kind of like dried kind of Chinese tea, kind of pu'er kind of smell to it as well. That I kind of like. Again, that kind of interesting depth to it. Again, yeah. So going from the 6 to the 7 to the 8 out of 10.
What's a pu'er?
Pu'er is a type of wine. So there's, jasmine, oolong.
A tea?
A type of tea.
Oh, I've never had a pu'er before. I thought you were hanging in number 2s and then making it a bit French. Okay, got it.
So, yeah, I quite like that one. I find that quite interesting, quite complex. It's got length on it. Surprised. I was actually surprised because with natty wines, it could be a bit of hit and miss.
Yeah.
And most of these are hits.
And for me, like not having many Chinese wines, like you'd always think, oh, it's something different.
Yeah.
What could it be like? But
Could you imagine these were Chinese food?
I could actually. It's kind of that funkiness that I also think comes with a lot of Chinese, comes a lot with Asian food as well. That would work well.
This one with like, you know, how like tea smoked duck.
Yeah.
That will just go wonderfully well with that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Wow. We need to try more Chinese wines and more natural wines.
Yeah, and a bit more of our pronunciation as well.
Yeah. I'm sorry if Xiao Pu is not the way that you pronounce it. I'll get corrected.
Cool. Have you guys tried Chinese wines?
Let us know in the comments below. As we like to say here, drink more, try more, learn more. Thanks all.